months ago, Square Enix claimed that they were going to be radically changing their corporate philosophy and they were going to getting back to delivering fun. That does not seem to be the case, as the company recently announced and promoted a game called Little Goody Two Shoes, specifically because it pushes disordered sexual lifestyles. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at the Trent Report. Wrote this up over at thatparkplace.com. And yes, they pushed Pride and immediately turned the comments off with this game. So if you recall, I guess it was in May, they announced that they were going to be adopting a brand new corporate philosophy of delivering, quote, unforgettable experiences and prioritizing and, quote, delivering ensured fun, following its profits declining 70% due to the embrace of wokeness with games like Forspoken, as well as, obviously, there's other factors too, but Forspoken obviously stands out. But you also have to factor in the fact that PlayStation 5 did not sell as many units as what I think Sony hoped. And obviously, games that were exclusive to PlayStation 5 hurt them, such as their Final Fantasy games. Nevertheless, Square Enix made it clear they are not about selling games. They are not about delivering unforgettable experiences, and they are not about delivering ensured fun. Instead, they would rather sell the disordered LGBTQ lifestyle, and they made that abundantly clear in this post right here. They said, come join us for our Pride live stream featuring Little Goody Two Shoes, which is developed by Astral Shift on Tuesday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I guess that's tomorrow. We'll be chatting and giving away some game codes. See you there. And then the company turned off replies. We'll click on this. You can see that the replies are indeed turned off. Who can reply? Only accounts Square Enix follows or mention. And that was Astral Shift. And I guess they don't follow anyone. I'm not sure if they do or not. I guess there's 243 people they follow, but literally none of the people that they follow replied to this post. They literally turned it off. And yeah, you literally cannot make this stuff up, because this is literally a meme that Stone Toss did about the newest ad campaign from corporate executives. Here you go. Behold our newest ad campaign. Tasty. Are you sure this will help us sell more burgers? The ad executive is burgers. We're trying to sell burgers? What business are we in? Obviously, just replace this with the gay flag here. And then will this help us sell more video games? And guys like, video games? Because that's not what they're in the business of selling. They're clearly not in the business of selling if this is what you are promoting. You're not in the business of selling video games. You're in the business of selling this disordered lifestyle. That is what Square Enix is in the business of. They're not in the business of delivering unforgettable experiences or delivering ensured fun. None of those are compatible with disordered LGBTQ plus lifestyles. But what is interesting is that while Square Enix did shut down their replies, developer Astral Shift did not. The company unsurprisingly played victim, and they posted this. While it's very disheartening to see Little Goody Two Shoes get this amount of hate and homophobia a second time, we will keep on proudly developing and promoting LGBTQ plus titles. Just to be clear, no one is afraid of gay people. We find it offensive. I find it disgusting. I am definitely not afraid of it, though. And if I was, I probably wouldn't be making this video calling them out. It's just absolutely ridiculous that they try to claim that you're afraid of them. And then they're trying to play victim, saying that they're the victims of hate, when in reality, they're the ones spreading the hate and division. They're the ones pushing this disordered lifestyle. They're leading people to these paths of destruction that these lifestyles lead to, whether that is actual physical destruction, emotional, or spiritual. But that is where they lead to, all very well documented. In a subsequent post, the company added this: we're very happy and proud of our community for supporting us through the second wave of bigoted comments and hate. Quote, retweet the original Square Enix post with positivity, and let's make this Pride live stream a great experience for everyone. They're not even trying to sell their game. They're not even trying to sell their game. Again, they are trying to sell the LGBTQ plus lifestyle. They're literally saying, don't go out and buy our game. They're not even saying go buy the game to own the bigots, own the chuds. They're just like, quote, retweet the post. They're not even like trying to get people to purchase their game, which is, you literally can't make it up, because they're not trying to sell the game. They're trying to sell the lifestyle. That's the whole purpose of creating the game, is to sell the lifestyle. and says, our titles are very honest and true to ourselves and our identities. No, you're lying to yourself. They're not true. They're not honest. The opposite. They're lying to people. And we've seen how they resonate with so many people. We've seen how they've duped so many people. Little Goody Two Shoes has made such a positive impact since its release, and we appreciate every positive message of support we get. If you look at the Steam charts here, you see that Gamealytic only estimates that it sold around 33,600 units. Play Tracker says it only believes it only sold 39,700 units. And then you can see that the peak concurrent player count for this game was just 452 when it released at the end of October 2023. So about a year ago. And then in the last 24 hours, you see it only had 53 people playing it, only 28 people playing when I took this screenshot just a couple of minutes ago. What I do find interesting is that we saw similar comments made from developer Surgeon Studios regarding Tales of Kinzera, which was consulted on by Sweet Baby Inc. The game hit a peak concurrent of just 287 players when it released in April of this year. It only had a 24-hour peak of just 12 concurrent players. And then a month after, we had comments from Surgeon Studios' CEO Abu Bakr Salim claiming the game sales were fine. He was laying people off from the company. And we got this post saying, unfortunately, Surgeon has joined the growing number of game studios impacted by layoffs this year, with just over a dozen people affected. And one can assume that if this Astral Shift company continues the way it does, it likely will be suffering the same fate as Surgeon Studios and so many video game developers have suffered, because they are promoting this agenda rather than trying to create video games that will entertain players. Even more interesting about this move is to push these disordered lifestyles is that it comes just following comments made by Dragon Quest creator Yuji Horii, claiming that Western regulations are forcing him and other Japanese developers to push gender ideology and alter the designs of characters. In an interview at Tokyo Game Show, Horii was asked about the changes made to the character designs in Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, and specifically why more clothing was added to Jenna Sharp, the female hero in the game. It was originally translated by Volute News, and Horii said this: yeah, there were various regulations in place. Apparently, it's not allowed to show too much skin. I really don't understand that either. If there's too much exposure, the age rating goes up. It means we won't be able to sell it as an all ages product. That original interview has been published by Cabrutus after it was seemingly they tried to scrub this from the internet. It didn't work very well. Later in the interview, he also addressed Square Enix removing the choice to choose between male and female in Dragon Quest III HD 2D Remake, and instead only giving players the options of Type A and Type B. He said, in Dragon Quest, you used to be able to choose between a male and a female main character, but now you can't choose between a man and a woman anymore. We have to label them as Type 1 and Type 2. I really wonder who's even complaining about this. And one has to wonder, I think we have to point the finger at Square Enix. I don't think it is Westerners. Maybe that was originally how this happened, but clearly Square Enix, the Japanese company, has embraced those I don't know what is the word I want to use. Those I don't want to use values because they're not values. They're the opposite of values. And I'm blanking on that word. But anyways, they've chosen to embrace this. They've chosen to embrace this agenda. They've chosen to embrace the promotion of these disordered lifestyles. They've made that decision. Square Enix has made that decision. They're actively promoting this on their social media accounts. They're actively promoting games like this. They're publishing games like this because they are the publisher for this game. So I think you have to point the finger back at Square Enix. I don't think you can fully blame the West on this. Obviously, I definitely think that it is where it has started. I think it has started in the United States and the promotion of liberalism across the globe, obviously. And part of that is the promotion of wokeness. But I think you have to also look at the fact that Square Enix did indeed embrace it. They could have said, no, we don't want this. We're not going to buy into this woke ideology, but they chose to do that. That's what they chose to do. And then I would be remiss if I did not talk about the fact that what is interesting, really interesting about this is that we had Sweet Baby Inc. actually remove Square Enix as a client from their website. That was following an actual investor questioning the relationship with Sweet Baby Inc. And I think this shows that, yes, that Sweet Baby Inc. is obviously trying to push wokeism, push woke ideology into video games. Kim Belair has made that abundantly clear in multiple interviews discussing the video game industry and the goals of her company. but we also see that it is being institutionalized in these companies. So even if they are no longer working with Sweet Baby Inc., they have embraced this ideology as well. Obviously, I've been documenting this with regards to Microsoft, with regards to Sony at large. A lot of these other major AAA publishers, they all have these DEI programs. Ubisoft, obviously, being one of the big examples. They have all begun institutionalizing the woke ideology. And it looks like Square Enix has done that as well. And again, that is why they hire companies like Sweet Baby Inc., because it has been institutionalized and they are pushing the same disordered behaviors that Sweet Baby Inc. wants to push. They wouldn't be hiring Sweet Baby Inc. if they did not want to push that as well. And I think we have a lot of evidence showing that. So obviously, Sweet Baby Inc. being a major catalyst, but at the end of the day, these video game developers are the ones choosing to hire Sweet Baby Inc. They are the ones pushing this agenda. I think we just have more, another big example of this right here with Square Enix. And it's just, you can't make it up. They're literally 7% decline in profit, talking about changing their corporate philosophy. And what do? They say that they are not about selling video games. They're about selling the disordered LGBTQ plus lifestyle. And no one wants to purchase that. But let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below. Remember to always be charitable, especially to each other, but to always speak the truth, and pray for these Square Enix executives, the people that are making this decision, that they repent, they realize what they have done is wrong, and they actually do indeed change course and embrace this corporate philosophy that they said that they were going to do, and they start delivering insured fun through video games.